What is up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C, and welcome to the Tasha C Show podcast. Shout out to my YouTube podcast fans, hugs and love, protection, all that good stuff, and also hugs and loves and support, blessing, positive vibes to the people who support the brands. I appreciate all the love. If you're listening to the podcast and wondering what this YouTube channel is Tasha C TV. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell. Oh, well, anyway, y'all, this is 9:04 p.m. on April the 21st, 2020. And I forgot, honestly, what day it was. Not like, what day and the date. But a bitter, sad, and sweet moment when I just went on Instagram, like literally just went on Instagram like a minute ago. I realized it was unfortunately the passing, and the anniversary. Because I think Prince had passed away on April 21st, 2016. I'll look it up because I already had the tab, looked up the information. I just never got to it. Or I had it in advance. Not like never got to it. But anyway, y'all, it is another volume. Should be volume 81 because yesterday's error says 90. It was a typo. It's inside the podcast. But it's supposed to be volume 81, Our Kings and Queens Next Door. So the bittersweet, I'll talk about, like I said, the legendary legend of musician, artist, composer, producer, a famous basketball star, God rest his soul, according to the comedian who also passed away, actor, comedian, Charlie Murphy. But also, the story, if you also watched the Pale Show, heard about, basketball, there's proof. Prince used to be on the basketball team, okay? And Prince already for known for the artist Forrest Mona's Prince, aka Mr. Purple Rain, aka just phenomenal. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and read. It's going to be bigrv.com again. It's just going to be quick today. Just one story where I talk about the legendary and the passing. Because I actually just looked like on Instagram or Holly Berry's post. And she was talking about Prince, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's already, it's just sad. But anyway, again, we're on bigrv.com, which is Prince, who was born in 1958 and actually passed away in 2016. Now, the original article was actually January 19, 2008, but it was updated last year on August 22nd, 2019. And of course, they give a little information, and then they go and talk, okay? American musician Prince achieved worldwide fame in the 1980s with 1999 in Purple Rain, latter also serving as a soundtrack for the popular film of the same name. To me, Purple Rain, this is me talking before I get into the article. Purple Rain was a classic. I'll talk about it before. But I haven't seen Under the Cherry Moon, the Black Man movie where he had Jerome from the time and stuff, more towards the day. But, yeah, it wasn't good, but I still was able at least to watch it. I tried 15 minutes and I seen Graffiti Bridge. I couldn't even do it, even with this was after I didn't see Graffiti Bridge, or the part that I did see the first 10 minutes until after the passing of Prince. But the same Apolloni was not in there this time. He got the club. Sorry, I'm spoiling, but I mean, it's only 15 minutes in. It wasn't like it's the whole movie. And Jerome was still in there. Morris Day was still in there. Prince was losing folks or whatever. The girl was talking or meditating near the voice or whatever. I was just like, I can't do this. I can't watch this. I'm sorry. I couldn't. It was that bad. It was obviously not the same writers that did Purple Rain. Even if, or if they did, let's just say Purple Rain was a legend, okay, as far as movies. Who was Prince? Prince's early music career saw the release of Prince, Dirty Mind Controversy, which draw attention for the fusion of religious and sexual themes. But to let y'all know, it's not like but I want to tell you something. That's one of the things that all of us, as far as immediate family members, my dad is more so of a jazz person. I mean, he still likes Prince. But if I say like my mom and my two sisters, yeah, my other sister, that's my best, but my sister, she likes it too. But I mean, both my niece and nephew, they like it, especially my niece, whatever. But we Prince, we all like Prince, or I guess if there was to be one of the favorite artists that we like, would be Prince in some way, especially my siblings. But yeah, just to let y'all know that. Okay. He then released the popular albums 1999 and Purple Rain, cementing his superstar status with number one hits like When the Doves Cry. That's still one of my classics today. And Let's Go Crazy, still one of my classics. A 7-time Grammy winner. You know, I'm surprised. I'm sorry, y'all, but he should have got more Grammys than that. Okay, but not all talent artists get awards. Prince had a prestigious output that included later albums like Diamonds and Pearls, The Golden Spirit, Musicology. He died on April 21st, 26 from an accidental drug order. Dang, they just put it. Ooh, okay, let's continue. Early life. Famed singer-songwriter, musical innovator Prince was born Prince Roger Nelson on June 7, 1958 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. His parents were John Nelson, musician who stage name was Pinch Rogers, and Mattie Shaw, a jazz singer who performed with the Prince Rogers Band. Prince became interested in music at a young age and taught himself how to play the piano and guitar and drums. I need that because I remember, I don't know if I completely seen the special, but it was a clip where he was talking to Oprah on her show, and the first song that he taught himself was the Batman and Robin theme song, from, I think it was like 1960, something like that, theme song. That's the first song. He was playing a little bit. This is the song I taught myself, His parents broke up when he was about 10, and he and his sister split their time between their parents' homes. He eventually ran away and moved in with neighbors, the Anderson family. In high school, Prince formed the band Grand Central, better known as Champagne, with Andre Anderson, who later changed his name to Andre Simone and Morris Day. In 1978, Prince was signed to Warner Brothers Records. In a 2009 interview with Travis Smiley, Prince revealed that when he was a child, he suffered from epileptic seizures and that he was teased in school. He told Smiley, "In my early career, I tried to compensate as being as flashy, as noisy as I could." The 80s, Purple Rain and Beyond. With the band The Revolution, Prince went on to create the classic album Purple Rain 1984, which also has served as the soundtrack to the film of the same name, grossing almost $70 million at the U.S. box office. Co-star Apollonia Croto and Day. They just say maybe they meant Morris Day. The movie, or in the time rather. The movie garnered an Academy Award for Best Original Song Score. Just to let y'all know, I do been this now. How am gonna mispronounce the mispronounced word? Okay. This melancholy or title track reached number 2 on the Billboard's 100, while the hits "When the Doves Cry," "Let's Go Crazy," both which reached number 1. While Crazy readily joined the part of Wild Electrifying Rock Songs, "When Doves Cry" had a one-of-a-kind signature displaying an otherworldly method of electronic and funk elements without a traditional chorus. The soundtrack offered 2 other hits, "I Would Die for You" and "Take Me With You." I'm surprised it didn't say "Beautiful Ones." I mean, I don't know all of Prince catalogs, but "Beautiful Ones," I'm surprised it's not in there. Okay, Prince instantaneously became a well-known visual icon with his trademark curls, flowing jackets, a puff attire with pump establishments. I'm surprised it didn't include also sometimes the high heels and the fact that sometimes he wore underwear on stage. Okay, and sometimes don't. Okay. Darling Nikki was another tune project that incited controversy due to explicit visuals. After the Senator Al Gore's wife, Tipper Gore, bought the album for her daughter and listened to the track, she eventually pushed for the albums to support labels that warned parents of graphic lyrics. 1985 saw the release of "Around the World in a Day," which had the top 10 tracks "Raspberry Beret," a whimsical mid-tempo tune, and "Poplight." The record continued to feature Prince for playing and arranging instruments and desire to impart messages of self-love as seen with Parsley Park, a track inspired by the name of his Minneapolis studios. In 1986, Prince released his 8th studio album, Parade, which included his post-rank number 1 hits, pop and R&B single "Kiss." Parade served as a soundtrack for his second film, Under the Cherry Moon, which he directed and starred in. Oh. Okay. Careers take off. Controversy 1999. In 1978, Prince dropped his debut album For You, which was followed by Prince 1979. He played practically all the instruments on the albums, and the sophomore release contained his first top 20 pop hit, the easygoing I Wanna Be Your Lover. The critically acclaimed Dirty Mind dropped in 1980, consisting of material that was graphic but its exploration of sexuality and fantasy. Controversy 1981 continued playing with the themes of his predecessor, as seen with the dance-oriented track, which would reach number 3 on the R&B charts, as well as the songs like Sexuality and Do Me Baby. Yet, as Prince continued to develop his career, he would also be known for tracks that had deep spirituality, with a yearning for majesty and wonder. The singer found international success with the release of his 1982 album 1999, which included a top 20 title track and exquisite synth folk ole about nuclear doomsday, as well as the top hits Little Red Carpet and Delirious. Sign of the Times Batman soundtrack. After disbanding of the Revolution, Prince was able to consolidate various sub-projects into what ultimately became the double album Sign of the Times, 1987, with the title track reaching number 3 on the pop charts and number 1 in R&B. The album was known for its state commentary on social issues, yet contained fun gems like You Got the Look, the raunchiest debut of Scottish singer Sheena Easton, not to be confused with Sheena E., that reached number 2 on the pop charts. He had previously penned a lavishly charged pop R&B hit Sugar Walls from her 1984 album A Private Heaven. Sign was easily among Prince's most critically acclaimed albums, yet it sales lagged in the U.S., finding more of an audience in Europe, where the artist launched a successful tour. Maintaining a partial output, Prince released Love Sexy in 1988, known for its album's cover featuring a photo of the artist in nude, as well as the top 5 up-tempo hit Alphabet Street. By the time he released his 11th studio album, the soundtrack to Batman in 1989, Prince had become one of America's most commercially successful pop artists, continuing making waves on the chart. Batman offered up the number 1 romp Bat Dance, as well as the top 5 R&B hit Party Man. The video for Bat Dance famously featured Prince in split effect makeup and costume meant to symbolize both films, The Shadow of a Hero and his crazy nemesis, the Joker. Yeah, I remember that video. Yeah, check it out on YouTube, y'all. Okay. The early 19s, the new genre power generation. The early 1990s marked the launch of the new power generation. Prince's latest band that featured a blend of contemporary R&B, hip-hop, jazz, and soul along the vocals of Rosie Gaines. The group was first called out in the soundtrack to Graffiti Bitch, a 1990 sequel to Purple Rain that did not fare well at the box office, yet still yielded the top 10 tracks Thieves in the Temple. Yeah, wow, I like this. I don't know if I heard the album, the complete album of Graffiti Bitch, but the Thieves in the Temple, I liked that song, no, not the Graffiti Bitch stuff. No. With the MPVG artistic contribution, Prince found a success with his album Diamonds and Pearls 1991, which rose number 3 on the Billboard 200 album chart. Diamonds concluded the romantic talent ballad The Inner Strength of Get Off, the playful pig and the saucy number single Cream. Prince's work with the PG continued unashamedly toyed with ideas of sexuality, gender norms, and the body. To promote that, Prince had appeared in 1991. Ooh, okay, they're about to bring this off. MTV Video Music Awards to do a live version of Get Off. Oh, okay. Echoing the parts of the track's music video, the performance featured an array of dancers and musicians on stage, where the artist famously turned around to show the end to show off his seatless pants. In the fall of 1992, Prince had signed a $100 million deal with Warner Brothers, which is considered the largest recording music publishing contract in history. At the time, that allowed him the freedom to pursue TV, film, book, and merchandising deals separately. As a comparison, fellow industry giants Michael Jackson and Madonna had 6 million contracts that were all inconclusive. Hope I'm saying that correct. By the way, there was actually, if you've seen, anyone have seen the footage, like, there was James Brown concert, and it was both Michael Jackson and Prince. Of course, they were nowhere around each other, but, James Brown, Michael Jackson sang a little bit, Prince played the guitar, somehow the live post off the thing got up, because somebody carried on the darn on top of the shoulders, one of his bodyguards stood on the stage, and that was it. But it didn't form together, but that was the closest you've ever seen them going together. Now, I don't know if they're going to mention here, because I'm just still reading this, but if y'all remember, the video, the work with Michael Jackson Bad. Originally, Michael Jackson, had like his group of people, like they were like gangs, and Wesley Smite, whatever, was playing the leader of the other gang, which is also living legend, like Wesley Smite as far as actor and stuff. But that part was really supposed to be to Prince. Prince said the only reason why he didn't do it is when the first line in Bad, if y'all remember, if Michael Jackson's song is "Your butt is mine," and Prince was like, "Ain't nobody saying nobody's butt is gonna be there out of mine. Who is he talking to, me? No." So that's why that didn't happen. So. Collaborations. Provocative performance aside, Prince had well established himself as an in-demand collaborator and behind-the-scenes player whose songs were made by other artists. In the mid-'80s, Shaka Khan released an evidently highly successful cover of his tune "I Feel For You," while Sinead O'Connor, well, we know how unfortunate that turned out with her career, biggest hit for was Prince "Nothing Compares to You." The Art of Noise and Tyler Jones reached the UK top 5 in 1980 with the remake of "Kiss," and Alicia Keys' cover of "How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore" on her own 2001 debut. Prince also works as specific album tracks for performances like Khan, when it probably means Shaka Khan, Madonna, Tevin Campbell. Oh, he's be slept on. Tevin Campbell is. Kate Bush, The Time, Marquita, Patti LaBelle, and Janelle Monáe. He was behind the girl group Vanity 6, led by singer-actress Vanity. God rest her soul, because Vanity passed away a couple years ago. I know her first name was Denise, but she passed away years ago. I think it was I don't want to put it out there, but I think it was like their kidney failure. I don't know for sure, but God rest her soul. And their number one dance group, Nasty Girl, and he sent the song to the all women band, the Bangles, that would record the Great Fake #2 with the lush code, the stressful day, Manic Monday. I didn't know that Prince wrote that. In 1992, Prince and the New Power Generation released "Love Symbol" album. Though embraced by some critics, still did not fare well as for Diamonds. Love only managed to have one top 10 hit, the trendsetter single "The 7 Day and Watch Them." Although My Name Is Prince and the sexy Cardinal Sexy MF garnered some tension as well. Okay, I hope I ain't doing no copyright. The following year, Prince released a compilation box set of the hits, the B-sides, which had an array of popular songs as well as that is classic here. The newly released Pink, Cashmere, Tender, Number Song, and Falsetto. Prince symbol, the harmless, formerly known as Prince. The lack of success for Love Symbol created tension between Prince and his record label Warner Brothers. Over the ensuing years, the Prince career went through a roller coaster of up and downs. Turned off by feeling controlled by his label, Prince changed his name to a symbol of unpronounceable glyph O, which look like a plus. Looks like a capital O, with a right side core with a addition plus sign and a greater than coming towards the left. Yeah, greater than sign. In 1993, a fusion of female and male astrological symbols that he used until 2000. During that time, he was more frequently referred as the artist formerly known as Prince, and his new symbol was not embraced by most friends. And also, here comes the other thing he was popular around the time. He was also starting making appearances with the word slave drawn on the side of his face, meant to convey the great disdain that he had for his label. Prince did release in 1995 the Gold Experience during the time of duress, and scored another top 5 song with "The Most Beautiful Girl in the World." Once he was released from all the contract obligations to Warner Brothers, Prince released a triple album fittingly entitled "Emancipation" in 1996, when went on to become certified platinum, featured the soul remake "Beji Golly Wow." Several other albums affiliated with the MPG label soon followed, including Crystal Ball 1998 and Rave Unto You, The Joy Fantastic 1999, Meteorology, Super Bowl, and more accolades. After several years of relative obscurity, Prince returned to the limelight in 2004 to perform at the Grammy Awards with Beyonce Knows. The same year, he was inducted into the Hall of Rock and Roll of Fame. That spring, he released Meteorology with a tour that became the top draw in the United States. The album won 2 Grammys and added another dream ballad called Call My Name to the Prince canon. His next album, 3121, was released in 2006. That year, he wrote and performed Song of the Heart for the animated film Happy Feet. I didn't know that. And won a Golden Globe Best Original Song for the composition. In 2007, he performed during the Super Bowl XL one halftime show on a massive stage shaped as his famous symbol and mean pouring rain. The event was watched by 40 million fans. I did see that. 2010 was the year of accolades for Prince. He not only lauded by Billboard.com as the greatest Super Bowl performer ever, but he was also featured in Times Magazine, 100 Most Influential People in the World, and earned a Lifetime Achievement Award from BET Awards. He ended the year with an induction to the Grammy Hall of Fame. Prince also continued to deliver the fruits of his studio efforts with Planner 2007, Lois Flower, spelled different 2009, and a joint deal with the Delmere 2010-2010. Opposition to changing interesting model. With the advent of the internet as primary force for distributing music, Prince was against the trend of having songs shared at will on the web. He railed against the idea of providing his songs to online platforms without proper comfort compensation and profit sharing, with his tracks eventually only found on a Jay-Z backstream service Tidal. One of the few pop artists to have full ownership of his masters, he was diligent via web share in erasing examples of his music, including videos and live performances from the internet. He was thus behind the Lens versus Universal Group case, which unsuccessfully pushed for the YouTube channel removal of a baby dancing to Let's Go Crazy. Prince continued to take political stands with performances as well. On May 2, 2015, Prince staged a dance rally for peace at Parsley Park to pay tribute to Freddie Gray, a 25-year-old African-American who died in police custody after his arrest in Baltimore, and to show support for the activists protesting his death. With his backup band Third Eye Girl, Prince performed a 41-minute concert including his protest in Baltimore, which was inspired by Gray's death. On April 21, 2016, Prince was found dead at his Parsley Park compound in Minnesota. The week prior, his plane made an emergency landing and the singer was hospitalized for what purported a severe case of the flu, though reports later stated that the musician was actually given a life-saving safe shot for Percocet overdose. The Colorado County Sheriff Department and Midwest Medical Examiner Office lodged an investigation into the cause of death. After autopsy was performed, his remains were cremated and his close family friends gathered for a small private funeral on April 23rd. Almost 2 weeks after the musician's death, the lawyer revealed that Dr. Howard Cornfield, a California-based physician who specialized in treatment for those dependent upon addicted into pain medication, had been called upon by Prince to aid the musician. The performer had undergone his surgery some years earlier and was believed to have endured recurrent discomfort while giving concerts. Cornfield's son had reportedly formed to Prince compound to initiate the recovery process and was among those who found him dead. While Prince's state of health at the time of death is unknown, attorney Wilkie Marcy said the artist was dealing with grave medical emergency when Cornfield was called, as reported by the Minneapolis Star-Tribune. On June 2, 2016, the Midwest Medical Examiner Office released results of its investigation, which determined that Prince died from an accidental overdose of self-administered fentanyl, a synthetic opiate. Tributes to profoundly unique artists poured in from fans across the globe, as evidenced by improper memorials and celebrations of his work. With love especially hailing from the city where Prince was born and continued to live, thousands of mourners sang Purple Rain in downtown Minneapolis on the night of his death. His Minnesota Hope studio, Parsley Park, officially opened its doors as a museum in October 2016. The following month, his first permanent song, Moving Levels, was released. Additionally, production began on a documentary about the singer's early years titled Prince, Are You Listening? On April 19, 2018, Carver County concluded its 2-year investigation with the announcement that no criminal charge would be filed in Prince's death. Attorney Mark Mayer said that it was unknown who supplied the musician with fentanyl-laced pills that killed him, and that were no evidence that any associates he knew were ingesting such dangerous substance. There's no doubt that the actions of individuals around Prince will be criticized and judged in these days and weeks to come, Mayer said, but suspicious and innocent are not sufficient in bringing criminal charges. Personal life. Prince was extremely private about his personal life and preferred to spend his time at his Parsley Park compound, away from the celebrity spotlight. In the 1980s, Prince had a long and on and off relationship with songwriter Susanna Melvoin, the twin sister of Wendy Melvoin, I didn't know that, a guitarist in Prince band The Revolution. He was also romantically involved with drummer extraordinaire Sheena E. Those two worked together on the albums Gremlin's Life, featuring top 10 pop R&B title, and Romance, the 16,000 showcase single, A Love Bizarre. I was surprised also they didn't bring up that he used to be with Vanity too, from Vanity 6 as well, but okay. And probably other ones we definitely don't know about. On Valentine's Day 1996, Prince married backup singer and dancer Monte Garza. The couple had a son who was born on October 16, 1996 and died a week later from Pfeiffer syndrome, a rare genetic disorder. Prince and Garcia were divorced in 1999. In 2001, Prince married his second wife, Musla Toslini, who had been employed by one of his charitable organizations. Their marriage ended in 2016. After the divorce, he had a relationship with one of his music projects, singer Bria Vante, and also he was also with Nola Gay, Marvin Gaye, one of Marvin Gaye's children. I don't know if he had more than one daughter, but he was also with her too, and they dated back in the day. There's a lot of them they didn't list in here. They also said I could have sworn he was also with Carmen Electra. Allegedly, he was with Carmen Electra, and allegedly with Sheena Easton as well. Okay, and probably other ones that won't be listed. But like I said, he was with Vanity as well. I don't know if those two girls are part of Dividing the Pearl or not, but okay. But also, what took a lot of toll on Prince's body is not ultimately dance, songwriting, singing, and everything else, but he would give it to all. He would dance, he would do the splits, all the split. He gave all in his performances. Religious faith, Jehovah's Witnesses. The same year as his wedding in Tulsa, Prince became a Jehovah's Witness, embracing the faith after years of study. He was raised as a Seventh-day Adventist. He was his mentor as a witness was bassist Larry Gurmer, who played with Sly in the Family Stone and thus a major musical influence. Prince was believed to have taken part in what referred to as a field service for his faith, having once visited a Jewish couple in Prairie, Minnesota, and leaned behind a copy of Witness publication in Watchtower. His language performance sensibilities changed somewhat, with some fetish question how some of the conservative aspects of his religion jive with the explicit nature of past songs. Contradictory to rock and soul personality, others have pointed out that Prince had historically had songs that were clearly Christian in nature, as seen with The Ladder, The Holy River, The Cross, God, the gospel B-side song Purple Rain, the Memoir, The Beautiful Ones. In March 2016, it was announced that the pop superstar was working on a memoir tentatively called The Beautiful Ones. According to Billboard magazine, Prince spoke to an audience at a music industry event about the memoir. This is my first book. My brother Dan is helping me with it. He's a good critic, and that's what I need. He is not a yes man at all, and he really has helped me get through this. We are starting from the beginning, from my first memory, and hopefully will go all the way up to the Super Bowl. Although the artist passed away shortly afterwards, his collaborators continued to work on the project. In April 2019, it was announced that Random House would publish a 288-page version of The Beautiful Ones, combining Prince's unfinished manuscript photos, scrapbooks, and lyrics for the release in October. I don't know if it came out. I had to Google that because, October wasn't just long ago. But that is the end of that, y'all, of Prince. Rest his soul. Do y'all have any favorite Prince songs of your own? It does include like the songs that he was popular for, or do you have other ones? But anyway, y'all, hugs and loves. God bless. Take care. Stay safe, y'all. And that is it. Which this was dedicated to Prince. Well, at least I had enough time in this podcast to read the article. But time to go, y'all. See you on the next one. I will see y'all tomorrow for Wild Wednesday. Anyway, y'all, take care.